All right. So welcome back. Welcome back to the training over my book, what I learned in the streets and prison, the video series. And today we are going to cover the last and final chapter in this book. And what we are going to talk about today, we are going to talk about paying attention to what's not being said. Paying attention to what's not being said. I think that this is a very, very important topic, because at some point in life you're going to have to learn to pick up on the nuances. You're going to have to learn to evaluate what somebody does, what somebody doesn't say, what their actions mean, what their silence mean. You know, at some point you're going to have to hone this skill. Now, and I guess until then, you're going to have to just pay attention to what people aren't saying. Now, one tool that is used by predators is silence. Think about this. When that lion is in the jungle hunting that tiger, that whatever predatory animal is hunting, what tool does he utilize? Even us, when we're out engaged in warfare, what do we use? What tool do we use to our advantage? What tools do we have that we utilize? We utilize silence. You know, we're creeping up on somebody, hoping that they don't hear us. Just like that predator, that predatory cat, for example. You see him creeping real slow, not to make noise, so he can get up on his prey. And you know, we do the same thing. We creep up on somebody in order to get the jump on them, to have the advantage. We use silence. We use silence as a tool to get what we want. And another example, a real world example of this is when we are trying to sell somebody something, when we are trying to get somebody to opt into a contract. What do? We talk and talk and talk. We talk about all the benefits, talk about how it's just going to make their life better. But what do we leave out? We leave out everything that we put in that fine print, in that print that you got to squint to read. We're silent about all the drawbacks. Look at those drug commercials. They talk loudly about all the benefits, but when it comes to all the side effects, they run through that real quick, if they even mention it. So we have a habit of trying to use silence to our advantage. So what we need to do, we need to pay attention. We need to start paying attention to that silence, okay? All right. So what tool do we use as man? We use what I call deliberate cognitive dissonance. And so when they talk about cognitive dissonance, I know they have some, meaning within that whole field of whatever it is, psychology, whatever. Right? But when you think about cognitive dissonance, it's like a difference between what you believe and how you behave. And we have this bad. We may believe in heaven and hell and Christendom and Islam, whatever it is that we believe in some sort of religion, but we still go out and fornicate, we still go out and drink, we still go out and engage in murder, violence, we still go out and engage in everything that these religions or these beliefs that we claim to espouse, we go against. I mean, now that's all of us. I don't care who you are. You claim you'll believe something, but your actions will be contrary to those beliefs, and I'm pretty sure there's a thousand reasons why. Circumstances, real life has a way of creating in us this cognitive dissonance. But now some of us engage in deliberate cognitive dissonance. Like, it was a guy from one of these cable companies. Some came to my house. Now he's a salesman and he's trying to sell his services. Now his whole shtick was that it's not about the services. It's all about trying to help you, trying to make sure you get the best service, the best price. I'm out here trying to help people. Man, you now, if you believe that, then kudos. But I know you are out here trying to get this sale. You're trying to feed your family. You have a job. You believe in this job. You don't believe in what you just told me. So to me, that's that deliberate cognitive dissonance. And he was telling me everything, all the benefits, but he wasn't talking to me about the downsides. And one of the downsides to me was that they do a credit check, and that's a ding on my credit, drops my credit score. Maybe not for long, but in that moment, you never know. That next day, I could be trying to negotiate a deal to close on a house. You don't know. I'm trying to utilize my credit. I mean, you don't know. You don't care. So we have to be aware of this deliberate cognitive dissonance, because people will tell you anything and have you believing that they believe that, but they will believe something totally contrary. And I'll give you a hood example. It's like everybody talk about, they believe they don't believe in snitching. They believe everybody should, hold tight. They believe everybody should, be accountable. Yeah, okay. Yeah, until they don't, and it's like, okay, so this dude done snitch, but y'all still fooling with him. When y'all get in a bind, what do? Y'all tell. So, that's that dissonance. You believe one thing, but do another. And maybe it's deliberate cognitive dissonance. So that's one of the tools that we use. Will talk you to death and make you believe that we believe in one thing when actually we believe in something totally different, maybe scamming the hell out of you. All right. Now, when we're talking about silence comes before the storm. So if all is silent, so if you are in the jungle, for example, and that tiger is hunting, all the animals around who may see him are trying to be quiet in hopes that he doesn't see them, that they don't get his attention. So when it's all quiet, everything is calm, be wary, because calm and silence can precede a storm, can precede danger, can precede some turmoil. So when things are a silence, calm, and everything is all good, that could be used to lull you to sleep. They can be used to lull you to sleep. When everything is all good, calm, there's no friction, you fall asleep. You become dull. And you have a false sense of security. Now, I like cartoons. I watch Naruto, Boruto, you know, those Japanimations, anime, whatever they call it, manga, whatever it is. But in there, like, you know, you have ninjas from different tribes, and for years and years and years, they were beefing, you know, battling each other. And what did they do? That iron sharpened iron. They became like some of the most powerful ninjas that the world had seen, the ninja world had seen. But after like the Great Ninja War, it was all calm and peace, and everybody that came together. These ninja became soft. They fell asleep. Their skills became dull. They were in this false sense of security. So we have to be aware of the calm and the silence and how it can impact us. And now I'm not saying go out and look for friction and beef and turmoil and all that, but I'm just saying keep your skills sharp, keep your ability to recognize, keep your ability to peep game, keep your ability to be aware sharp. That's all I'm saying. All right, so you want to recognize it when you see it. So you have to be mindful. Like I was just talking about, be mindful. Be mindful of the calmness. Be mindful of the silence. Be mindful of your skills. Be mindful of those around you. Be mindful of what people are doing to you, what people are saying to you, what people aren't saying to you. Just be mindful and listen to the silence. Listen to the silence. Don't listen to all that what people are talking about, because people will tell you anything. Like when I was younger, I used to tell you know, a girl anything. Oh, maybe you cute, I love you. I'll be talking slick, popping Charlie, right? And oftentimes, you know, they'll go for that, you know, and we go for it. We go for it today. Somebody comes in talking about they a guru, they can help you do this, they know this, that, and the other, they done all that. You know, we have a tendency to go for that, but what we need to do is train ourselves to listen to what aren't they saying, what are they leaving out. Okay, so recognize when you see it. All right, so a quick recap over chapter 30 in my book, shameless plug, what I learned in the streets and in prison that can help you win at the game of life. So a quick recap. So you have to understand how silence is used, how we use silence, how others use silence. They use it in a predatory fashion. You know, they leave a whole lot of stuff out. They don't say a lot of stuff, or they'll use it to lull you to sleep. And we also use silence in a manner of what I call a deliberate cognitive dissonance, right? We'll say all of this stuff, what we believe, but we'll leave out what we truly believe, and then that'll eventually come out in our actions. Okay, so you have to be aware of these possibilities. I'm pretty sure that there is more, but we're just touching on these two. Now, you also want to understand the possible impact of silence. Silence can be used to lull you to sleep, give you a false sense of security, to even dull your skills. Like if a fighter hasn't fought in years and just, you know, sitting somewhere and with regards to his profession is living in silence, isn't battling, isn't honing his skills, he becomes dull. He becomes, you know, basically easy prey. So be aware that silence and a void of friction can cause you to be prey, basically. All right, and last but not least, you want to be mindful. You want to be mindful of everything that I just talked about. You want to be mindful of everybody around you. You want to be mindful of the impact of of what not listening to silence can bring. You just want to be mindful of what somebody's doing to you. You want to be mindful of your own actions as well. And you also want to listen. You want to listen to the silence. What is the silence telling you? All right. So this is Ed Ball, author of What I Learned in the Streets and in Prison. And this completes the video series, over 30 chapters that can give you some supplement to what his book has to offer.